I think that technology has affected globalization in that it removes restrictions between communicating across states and countries. For example, I went to Honduras this summer and I was easily able to communicate with people back there.
Technology has definitely made a positive impact on my academic experience because for some classes I have to do research, and I use the Auburn library website to go on Academic Search Premier and find a lot of good resources that I would otherwise not be able to find.
So we feel like teachers go overboard with technology, like they give you too many things that are online just because they feel like it's the cool thing to do and that it's like a new modern thing. What do you think?
The worst is when I'm doing homework or taking an online test and then something crashes. You know, that's not really my fault. Or sometimes you just want to do the paper route, old school, and I kind of miss that sometimes. But I don't know, it's necessary. We had to have it.
It's definitely benefited my educational experience, because when you have to do things like research papers or anything, just any sort of research, or just you even just want to learn concepts better for any sort of class like physics or math or anything, you can just kind of look up videos or go to something, Google, and just find a bunch of information that's out there. And it's just like technology is really beneficial to learning. And you can also, if you're also interested in something, you can also go find people that are also interested in the same thing that you are and just talk to them online, and it really helps with communication and just a lot of things like that.
Technology has benefited my educational experience through allowing me more resources to finding out things for school projects or resources or just anything that I need. Like the internet obviously has helped me to be able to find better sources. Also the library, everything they do now is incorporated through the internet. And also through just communication, like texting, emailing, like being able to email your teacher and then email you back right away has been really great in the college experience. However, there's a lot of aspects of technology that have hindered because you get really distracted and then you start to procrastinate, such as Facebook and Twitter. And also, I think for like a university standpoint, it's really interesting the way that news breaks, such as on Twitter and Facebook, whether it's good or bad news. And I just think that that's something that the university is going to have to work toward, like keeping a better eye out and controlling how their sources leak to the students.
I think that the internet has changed and affected education because it's made things more accessible and easier to organize because you don't have papers everywhere and you can just make little files.
The internet has affected my higher education in that it's made my homework process a lot more efficient and allowed me to have a wider range of resources from which to take information and synthesize it when I'm writing papers and doing, a variety of work for all my different courses. It also allows me to have much more of a depth of information to touch on and stuff like that.
Well, personally, for internet, I feel like it just gives you better, easier access to get to the information that you need for classes that you have, as opposed to going to the library, looking in books, and having to look up everything. It just makes everything easier, and I feel that it does give students an advantage these days, and I believe that it has furthered higher education.
Personally, I really think that the internet has really changed higher education. Personally, I will go out and seek podcasts from other universities if I'm having a difficult time understanding one of my professors. And I think it also gives the ability for people who can't afford to go to college to maybe learn something that they would have learned here. So I really think it's had a great impact on us.
I think it has a great effect on keeping people honest. With all the stuff that teachers can do now, there's less chance of you talking to someone else in a different class or a different university and just cheating. Because they can actually check your answers and check everything to make sure you're actually doing your own research. And it's also kind of made it a little bit more, complicated as well in regards to teachers can expect more of the students because they have more available to them. Instead of being told to go to the library, find one or two books, they have the entire internet to go through and find tons of actual sources directly relevant instead of trying to find those little bits and pieces.
Use Skype, but if I do, it's usually to talk to friends far away or maybe my parents, but that's about it.
Skype to talk to my mom since I moved off to college, but I've also used it for educational reasons such as research and stuff like that.
To talk to other people, like your old friends, and you can get help with math problems or any sort of thing. You can show them a picture of what you're working on, and they can help you with it. You can help. There's actually tutor sites that'll do the same thing. If you have a webcam, you can upload pictures of what you're working on, and you can get help real time from both GTAs who'll do it here, or other professors, or just online study things.
My dad uses Skype for his company to talk to all of his employees in Germany, and he sells trade with them through Skype because he can't be there all the time because it costs too much to fly there. So he can use that program to get in touch with them and to do trades.
I'd say for big papers I use the online library stuff, but for little answers I'll just go to Wikipedia, I guess, just standard stuff. That's about it. So.
I use the laptop because it's easier to get on the internet, or I use books that help with whatever research that I'm looking for.
I use a laptop myself when I'm studying. I like to, I'll just pick it up and look on the internet just to look up something real quick for some beneficial research.
Usually I use my laptop so I can Google different things if I'm unsure, and then I'll also use my e-reader, which has a lot of my textbooks, and that also has internet on it, so I can use it to look up different words and everything. And then obviously I'll use my cell phone if I want to get study groups together or ask someone a question. And I guess that would pretty much be all. Sometimes I'll listen to things on audio or something like that, like on an iPod or something.
Technology has helped my education because I can just type in a word or anything and it can pull up multiple things and help me to better understand a certain concept or analysis or just research any problem. Like I can pull up lesson plans on the computer using the internet and multiple sites come up and I can just pick through different lesson plans people have put from around the world and use them to help better myself as a physical education teacher.
Without internet and without power all the time, it would be different. I don't think they would be necessarily left behind and since they can't function. But as far as growth of knowledge and access to knowledge and access to information, I think they'd be severely left behind somewhere like the US or England or something like that.